Are you likable? You got jokes, you're the host, stand up. Are you likable?
Hello and welcome to Likable, a show where we discuss stand-up comedy from an entry-level perspective. I'm your host, David Stickle, and today I'm joined by Tim Loftus. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Do you like Tim or Timothy?
Tim, unless I'm in trouble.
Okay. Yeah. What about Timothy?
You know, people used to joke, but not too many. I like the fact that people would joke with me on that.
Yeah,
Actually, my
on
middle name is
Timothy.
John, and once in a blue moon, someone will call me TJ.
Okay.
Which I kind of like, but no,
Yeah.
that doesn't register necessarily, but I love it.
Yeah. You're not a TJ guy. Are you kind of?
No, just a Tim, not a Timmy.
Yeah.
No,
Not a Timmy. That is so different.
you'll have to die.
Yeah.
You call me Timmy, you die.
I go by Dave or David.
Okay.
And David's usually my in trouble situation. But like, Dave just seems like such a cool dude,
He is.
But like David is like, feels professional,
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is, when you're in a work setting, it's David.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
we get to know you well enough, we get to call you Dave. We don't
Yeah.
we don't take liberties with that.
No, nobody's at liberty with that. Oh, there's people like looking at. That's the interesting part about doing this in the back of like a deli is that we have randomly people
Cool. Are
looking at.
you going to charge them admission or something?
No, I don't. I don't sell a lot of tickets to this, which is interesting.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll help you monetize.
Yeah, we got SJ in here. SJ's off camera. We're gonna do a little shout out. Let the viewers know there is an extra person. If we hear a background laugh, if we get something funny out of this,
We'll see.
Is SJ a good laugher? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a giggler. He kind of smiles a lot. There we go. We got it.
There we go. Nice. I love that. So Tim, how we met? I was hosting an open mic in Brooklyn, and then you heard about it somehow, and then showed up, right?
Yep.
And then, how did you hear about it?
A friend of mine, Nico DeGaio, who's also a
Okay.
comedian,
Okay.
had seen the post and had forwarded to a group of us. He had a group chat on Instagram and then posted it for all of us to see. And for some reason, he wasn't going. I don't know why. But I was
Hates
like,
me.
I doubt that. He's a whore. He'd be happy to meet you.
I don't know.
But and then I saw that and I was like, oh, cool. Let's give this a shot. Let's do this because it would be great to be able to do shows up in this area because I do have some history, not a long history, in the area. So it'd be fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you came out because you were very funny that night. I hope you're
you.
very funny tonight.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
It's we have a show tonight in a little bit. That's cool. What did you think of that open mic? It's it was a new experience for me running something down there.
Oh, really? Actually, I thought it was really fun. I liked it a lot.
Cool.
I loved Mike.
Ngubiade?
Oh my God. I wasn't going
Yeah.
to try and say his last name and be like an
Yeah.
idiot, but he just made me feel really comfortable.
Uh-huh.
He was searching for his gay N-words, and I didn't realize he was actually talking about any gay guy. And I was like, there are gay black men in here? Who are they? And I was like, oh, he's talking about me. So, no, I thought he did a really good job of hosting. And I knew some of the people that were there. So
Yeah.
it's always fun to see people that you know. The more I do it, the more I always run into people. Luckily, that's not a problem. Every so often you run into people like, okay, I'm just going to sit over here. But I'm not there yet. I don't have beef with people.
Okay, no beef yet.
No Kendrick and the Drake beef.
Okay.
Nothing yet. I'm not aiming for that either. I'm not.
No, yeah. It's amazing because like in the from my perspective up in the city, like I can't imagine everybody bumps into each other so much. But like as I've gone down there a little bit more, I've noticed that there's a lot of familiar faces. It makes me wonder how many comedians are actually down there.
It's a really good question because there's a Facebook page, New York Comedy Scene, I think it's what it's called.
Okay.
I can't even think about it now because I go on it all the time.
Yeah.
And you'll see where open mics are and who's doing shows, and people are self-promoting, obviously. And there are names, and you're like, I've never seen that person before. But then once you happen to meet them at an open mic, then you see their name all the time. You're like, oh, okay. I just never was paying attention. But I think there's a surprising number of people and little communities.
Okay.
People try to find their favorite open mics, and there will be regulars at those.
Yeah.
So like I'll go to Flophouse is in Williamsburg. They just opened a place in East Village. So I'll go there, and I know a lot of people there.
Cool.
Stand Up New York. Not stand up. Sorry, Comic Strip Live. Stand Up New York is now New York Comedy Club. That's
Okay.
So
It's good to know, viewers.
And then I'll do Broadway. I get slots at Broadway, so I often see people there. I'm there at least once a week, so that's kind of fun. To see
Yeah.
people.
Are you a resident at Broadway?
Not yet.
Or you passed there?
Not yet.
Now? Okay, is there a
I want
difference?
to.
I'm new at comedy. So is this
okay. Well, it's interesting because let's just talk about Broadway. That one, they have a show called The Industry Room.
okay.
Are you aware of it?
I've done Broadway once near Times Square.
Right. Yeah, it's the one on 53rd
That's the one?
Street. It's the one and only
Okay.
location.
I've done the one with the red background.
Okay, so you did the Red Room, which is
Okay.
now they changed it. They finally upgraded it.
Okay.
The air conditioning still leaks, but
Okay.
it's a much better. There's no divots in the chair anymore, which is always nice.
Yeah.
But they have at least once a week on a Saturday. Sometimes they have it on a Thursday. What's called Industry Room, and you will submit for that, and you can go. They don't ask for any material up front. It's a bringer. You need to bring 5 people. You bring 5 people. You go up. The booker, Rich Brooks, will then review your tape, and then call you and give you feedback. Which at first I was mortified when he did it.
Yeah,
but
that's
actually
rough.
he's really good.
Oh,
at
okay.
giving feedback. He's not rude. He's not nasty. He's not mean. I mean, he's a busy man, but he makes time to go through. So the last time I went, he literally just went through each joke and he's like, "This joke, that's funny. This joke, that's funny." And you're like, "Okay, cool." Or he'll have notes if he thinks there's things that could be changed. And then you'll get a free tape out of that.
Cool.
And then if he likes you, he will give you free spots after that. Last time I went, he gave me what he called a mini residency. So I got 5 spots on the main stage during the work day, like 7 o'clock, 7, 9, or 11.
Okay.
So main stage energy on that one.
Yeah.
I just did one on Wednesday, went really well, and I have another one in 2 weeks. So
That's sick.
yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. How long have you been doing comedy for?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, it's funny because I noticed that I took a couple of classes in a row, but I was because the way I always learned any subject was taking class. I never just like threw myself into it.
Okay.
And so I took classes, and the third time I took a class, I went to the Comedy Cellar,
Okay.
and I had Veronica Mosi as my teacher. I love her. She's kind of like my comedy therapist. I studied with her independently as well, and it was my Facebook memories told me that 2 years ago was when I had my final from her class. You take the class, you have 2 finals with her, one at the Comedy Cellar, actually Fat Black Pussycat, which is part of the Comedy Cellar.
Oh yeah. I saw
Universe?
Tony Woods there.
And then you get a second final at Industry Room. And then Rich Brooks actually saw my tape. I get a tape out of that. He saw that and actually gave me a slot on something on a show after that. And then I went, that was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago that I did the Industry Room. And then every year I've done the Industry Room, and each year it's gotten a little bit better. I've gotten more spots. So that's kind of how you start. And then I guess I'm having to try to figure out what would be next steps to kind of getting a residency. You can get residencies. They're often for like a 3-month residency. You often get those out of Industry Room. And I think from there you can pass, and you can play your cards right and play the right politics. You can get others. You can volunteer and you can work there if you want. You can like be a server, and then they'll give you a 5-minute spot. Or if you work the door, they will give you what I call like the check slot, which is when they're handing out the checks, you get the slot.
I love doing that spot.
Oh, I would do that if anybody wants to hire me for that, I'll take it. I don't care. Don't care. Then you don't feel bad if you bomb. Like, no one was paying attention. Doesn't matter.
James Matterhorn. Do you know him?
No.
He'll often do hosting and check spot at the Cellar. He has this video online about the check spot, which is cool. But when I was doing, there's a comedy club in the area called Laugh It Up.
Okay.
And the booker there sent me that video because I had got put on as host for that club, and I was doing Gary Veeder, and I've done a few comics since then. But he sent me that video, and I'm watching this. I'm like, this looks horrible, because like no. And my first time doing it, it was Gary, and so there was only like. I think we had like 70 people there. Mm-hmm. So like the checks are going out, people are talking, whatever, nobody's paying attention. And I was like, okay. And I just ran through like a story. I like to tell stories. Then I did Rich Voss, and there was like 150 people there, and he did like an hour and a half, and like everyone was just so ready to go. So when I got up there to do the check spot, it was just so jarring how loud twice the size of the room was. And then everybody just like talking so much. So yeah, that really threw me off.
Yeah,
But-
and the little flashlights on their phones to read the
sign
of the receipt.
Somebody's
Yeah.
like, I didn't get chicken tender.
I know.
Yeah.
And I feel bad whenever I'm on one of those shows and I don't have the check spot, but the person who does, I always go, "That was a really good set." Just
Yeah.
at least one person was listening to you.
Yeah.
I'm not paying a check, so yeah.
I'm like doing flop sweat up there and just like holding onto the mic stand, like adjusting it so much.
I love that. That's I don't necessarily have a nervous tick, but I find that I use my mic is in my left hand and my right hand goes to my hip. And I
Okay.
just feel like I'm yelling at the kids to get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Dad's here.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, kind of stories. Yeah.
Little bastards.
You little pieces of shit.
Yeah, I love that. So comedy for 2 years. What were you doing before that?
Oh, I am a CPA.
CPA. Okay,
Yeah,
fun.
and I was working. I have a long work history, but I've been working primarily in advertising for a big fat chunk of my career. I started as an auditor. I worked for PwC.
Okay.
Sorry about that. And then I did advertising for a very long time. For a brief period of time, I took time off from work and I ran a small theater company in the early 2000s. Then I met someone, bought a house. And so I had to make money to pay the mortgage. So I went back into corporate America. And I was doing that for literally decades. And then that relationship ended in a lovely divorce. And I had lost my job. And I was kind of like, okay, now what? Let's start all over again. Let's see what else I can do to like make life better. And so I said, one of the things I had been told when I was studying acting, I knew a woman, Amanda Grumet. She was a comedian many, many years ago. No insult to her if she hears this. And she said, "You should be a comedian." And I was like, "I'm an actor." Like, what am I doing? But for someone out of nowhere to just say, "You should do comedy," then I was like, okay. I went back to that and said, well, someone said I should do comedy. I did comedy and I studied at UCB for improv as well.
Oh, wow.
Hated it.
Really? Hated improv or hated UCB
Hated
improv?
I hate people.
Okay.
I hate people.
Get off my lawn. Yeah.
Oh my God. No, I think the problem, and I went for all 4 of the basic classes because there's 4 classes in your first year, your freshman year or whatever. It's not advanced. It's not, whatever it is, it's not advanced. And I know that I struggle with just being open and being willing to make mistakes and be goofy and have fun. But I also found that a lot of so much of it is the chemistry that you need to have with your teammates. And if you just don't have it, and all it takes is one person to kind of throw it all off. And I'm like, you know what? No, we're not doing this. If I think someone's stupid, it's really hard for me. My face shows it. So I'm like, let's do comedy because that at least I have control over.
Yeah.
Right. If I bomb, I bomb. It's my material, which kind of makes it's not as scary as improv where you're really taking somebody, screaming out a word and you have to come up with a scene about it. But you do have some control. There is obviously this whole element of an audience plus your own energy that comes into a room.
100%.
And it's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like I had 3 shows in a row the other week, and each show luckily got progressively better. But it was the same the same stage, the same room. It was just the audience was different. It's so strange to watch that happen.
Yeah, there's not a lot of variables in that situation, right? There's just the one. Yeah. It's just like so were they over the course of a weekend or were they all on the same day? Were they
All the 3 shows?
Yeah.
All in one day. It was a 7 and 9 and 11 show.
Okay, and the 11 was the best.
11 was the best. People were
Really?
just
The most drunk?
no, surprisingly, and I thought they'd be the most tired and it was at Broadway, and they often bark in Times Square.
Yeah.
So they get tourists who at like 2 p.m. go, "Oh my God, let's do this. This is gonna be so much fun."
Yeah.
City never sleeps, and neither will I.
Yeah.
And then they realize they have dinner. They've been out in the sun all day. They're exhausted. Then they get there and they kind of want to take a nap because it's nice and air conditioned. And then you can get an audience that's just dead because they're like, "This is not.
They're done.
This is not as fun as I thought it would be." But this audience, for whatever reason, they were good.
Huh.
They were good.
Love that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I know. Thank God.
Yeah, the 7 o'clock I feel like is probably pretty hard just because they're coming in. Maybe they haven't eaten yet, but also they're coming in out. It's still sunny out, 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, my show on Wednesday, I was done. I didn't stay through the whole thing. I talked to everybody that was on the lineup, but I left and the sun was still out, and I was like, "This is so confusing."
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
like
in a
leaving a movie
basement
theater.
for hours, and the sun's still out. This is nuts. I love it though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I have to remember how great it is because in the wintertime it'll be dark by 4:30.
Exactly, exactly.
That's horrible. That's cool. So, like, did comedy just kind of? Well, there's a couple things now. When you were doing like acting or anything like that, was there a funny role that you played where you were like, "This is kind of like something I like to do," or did like comedy just kind of like come out of nowhere? Did you grow up watching stand up? Was there anybody you liked or?
That's a really interesting question. Let's just go back to the acting. I thought I would be more like full range
Okay.
comedic actor, be a lead.
Can you sing too?
Yes, I can. You'll find out tonight.
Oh, awesome. There's a show tonight. We're not going to a concert after this.
Yes. No, and there's a joke related to me singing.
Perfect.
Obviously it was fun. The first thing, I actually ran my own theater company, and I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts because I didn't know where else to go, and I wasn't going to get into one of those more formal programs because that would mean kind of going back to college, university. I wasn't doing that. And my final was, we did this Laughter on the 23rd Floor by Neil Simon, which is very kind of Borscht Belty humor.
Yeah.
And we did a really good job. I had a lot of fun. And then we took that production and actually took it to a theater, off Broadway theater, and produced it and did a really good job. And that was fun. But I was also on the production side. So I couldn't quite fully immerse myself in any role because I was, hiring lighting designers and costume designers, a set designer, finding the space, getting the rights to the play. It was all this funding. It was all crazy, which is another reason why comedy is so much easier. It's like you can just rent a space and they already have a mic and you run.
Yeah.
But comedy, that's a really good question. Can I give a dark answer?
Sure.
Cool. I found out very early that if I kept my parents laughing, they wouldn't hit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm the 5th of the 6. So I kind of, at the dine, we had every night, we had candlelit dinner.
Okay.
Every night. And so the whole family would sit around the table and we would talk about whatever the topic was of the day. Sometimes it was, about school, but a lot of times it's about current events. And my oldest brother is exactly 10 years older than me, same birthday, 10 years apart.
Oh, wow.
So you watch as they're having these, and he and my other older brother, my second oldest brother is a comedian. He didn't pursue comedy, but he was a comedian. And I was watching him, just watch how he got the whole table going. And he would have been inspired by early SNL.
Okay.
So, although I wasn't old enough to stay up to watch it, I knew the skits, I knew the characters, the humor. And so I kind of absorbed it that way through him. And it's also a great way on some level to survive any attempts at bullying
100%.
that people might have. I mean, my biggest bullies were obviously my parents, but there were other bullies in high school, people being stupid. So it was always good to have, to be the funny one. So that's kind of where it came from.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I grew up morbidly obese, and that was like my good way to like keep my value in school was to make jokes and all that kind of stuff. We didn't have a big, at least not that I was aware of, like a big bully culture. But like I also was able to, have friends with like every kind of group just because I could walk in and say something silly, make fun of my weight, and then move on. A little self-deprecation. But yeah, my parents fought a lot when I was a kid, so like it was like a great like tension breaker.
Yeah. You again, for our dynamic, it was, if we could just keep them happy, if they were laughing, their hands stayed down on the table. Like that's the key. And it's interesting because it's weird. I think about this sometimes. I grew up in Queens, New York. I grew up in a house. It wasn't like a tenement apartment or anything. But we just played out on the street all the time. And I don't ever remember the local kids ever trying to bully anybody. We just didn't do that. It was really when I got to a Catholic high school that that's where it kicked in.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody else, we all knew each other from first grade. No one cared. No one really cared. So
Yeah.
Get into a bigger situation.
I want to say like that's probably like Hormones meets Strangers meets like group dynamics of like trying to find dominance, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know who you are, but like I don't want to be, you know, a victim, so I have to pick on you, you know,
Kind
like
of
that.
Lord of the Flies kind of
Yeah,
situation.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
much,
yeah,
very
yeah.
much.
Yeah, because I mean, Catholic school sounds. My dad went to Catholic school. I did not, but he's told me stories about it, and it does not sound fun. Yeah.
I mean, I did it grade school, high school, and college. It was all Catholic.
Really?
Catholic.
Did they hate your knuckles?
They never hit my knuckles.
Okay.
The sister Carol Anton never hit my knuckles.
Okay.
She did slap me upside the head once.
Okay.
That was because I jokingly slapped some other kid upside the head. I didn't hit him very hard, but she didn't know that the two of us had been joking and kind of play fighting. And that she was hiding behind the door inside the classroom. And when I walked through, she just
Behind the door?
she was hiding behind the door.
What a fucking asshole. She's
I mean,
like,
if she's gonna be an abuser, that's a good way to do it.
2, 1.
Bam, exactly.
Yeah. Especially because like she has the power to just like do it in front of anybody, right? I mean, yeah, but she's like, no, I'm gonna sneak attack these motherfuckers.
Exactly. Maybe she was getting older. Maybe she was a little worried that I could like dodge her or something.
yeah,
She
yeah.
didn't want me to try and dodge her. I don't know.
She's hit so many kids directly. She's like, I gotta spice it up, you know? She's like, yeah, you know, how am I gonna do with this open pump? No.
Hunter and prey. Yeah, let me just kind of hide.
Yeah.
Stealth abuse.
That's funny. Yeah, I think my dad got his knuckles hit because he was supposed to be left-handed, and you know,
Oh, yeah.
they took that out of it. I'm left-handed, so you know, he allowed me to be left-handed, which is
That was
nice.
still a thing when I was a kid. The left-handed
It's
thing.
weird. It's weird.
It's
yeah.
so dumb. Now you
Yeah.
look back on it, and you're like, what were you worried about?
Yeah, it is strange, you know. Yeah, I don't get. Yeah, I don't get it. But I don't get a lot of the Catholic Church stuff. But you know,
Same.
yeah, it's a little confusing.
Same.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I was told that my interruptions to tell you guys about upcoming shows was abrasive and loud. So I'm trying not to do this, like just yelling, interruptible right at you. But all right, anyways, hi, I'm here to tell you about shows that are coming up, so please do this, go to these things. On 9/9, tickets need to sell for that. Holy cow. We're at Threes Brewing in Brooklyn. Please come out, support if you can. 9/12, I'm in the Fifth Borough Comedy Festival in Staten Island. I'm doing that. And then 9/17 could use some support for that too, going up to Capital Region's Funniest. I think it's a voting thing. It's like American Idol only. They don't like me. When I say that, I mean not Albany, just like most people. It's really sad. 9/19, Sloop Brewing. We have got a great show lined up for there. Buy tickets to that. That's going to be an awesome time. 9/20 is in Olive Bridge. Still extending an olive branch to you if you want to come, letting you know about it. And then 9/26, don't tell comedy. I'm going to be producing that one, but I'm actually going to be on the one in October. We're switching things around. Don't question me. And then 9/27, we've got Anthony Zenhauser headlining a Krog show in Rhinebeck. We've got some great comedians coming out for that. This is going to be a very fun month of September, everybody. And I am just so excited. This is going to be sick, dude. And we also have on the road episodes coming out soon. Maybe you've seen clips, but it's coming.
Okay, so we did plays, we did all of this kind of stuff, and then we found comedy. What was like some of the first like material you kind of drew from?
My very first set, I was talking about dating.
Okay.
Because I had just gone through a divorce, so I was talking about, oh yeah, I'm divorced from a man. Yeah, divorce equality. Yeah. And then started talking about what it was like to be on the apps, what it was like to go out in the real world and start dating. Because I had been in a 17-year relationship, and we were married. And so after 17 years, I'd kind of been in a bubble. Like that, when I met my now ex-husband, I met him in an AOL chat room. That's insane when you think about it, right?
That's so funny.
Of course, it was Queen's Man for Man, which makes it even funnier, right?
What was your Queen's Man from? Was his
That was the room.
name of the chat room?
Yeah.
What was your username? Do you remember?
I probably can't say it here.
You can say whatever you want here.
But what was the joke? I'm trying to remember. I would joke about Xtina 67. I think I made up the name of like Xtina 67. Like could have been Christina Aguilera the year I was born.
Okay.
So so I would joke about that and just joke about being a gay guy trying to date in the 2020s and kind of a fish out of water, right? Because
it is if you like, I feel like if you were in a relationship around 2011 through like 2018, and then you ended up in there, because like that's when the apps like were kind of like born, the dating apps were born, and they kind of like took off. I only know because like I was in college until 2013, and I didn't know about Tinder. And then after I got out of college, somebody showed me Tinder, and I was like, "Where the fuck was this?" You know?
damn it,
like,
I got drunk for no reason.
I know. I could have just laid in my bed and found a partner. Like, this is ridiculous. But no, but yeah, that would have been different. But all my buddies, they've been married for a few years now, but they've been dating their partners for like well over 10 years, and it's like, they have no concept of these dating apps, you know, or like anything like that.
They're sheltered, and in a good way,
Yeah.
I think. Actually,
Yeah, because
right?
it really does like ruin you a little bit.
It sucks your soul out. It really does. It really does. Oh my god, don't
Weight
get
training. Yeah. I like to say I've been clean and sober from dating apps for a few months now.
it. Congratulations.
Yeah. It's been good for me.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Get a lot more writing done.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is kind of one of the things I was trying to focus on as well, because I was going through like I was a serial monogamist, and that was just not working. But part of it was just I need to like slow this all down and then focus on me for a while.
Yeah.
And then just do that. And it's been a balancing act with a certain somebody who's been very good. SJ's been very good about allowing me to pursue, because I know that if I were to get into a relationship, like really get into it, I would disappear, and it would be about the relationship, and it would be about somebody else, not me. This is weird. I'm talking about him in his face. That's okay. I joke about our sex life on stage. I don't talk about. I won't do that today. But so I appreciate the fact that he gives me that time. He isn't demanding in that way of like, well, why can't you be here now? You also have. He has a less traditional work schedule, so he's free like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, which is not typical. So
Very cool.
Yeah,
Doesn't interfere with showtime.
no, well, I gotta say, SJ will be my +1 on some shows. I appreciate that a great deal, which is fun.
Thank you, SJ.
Yeah. Actually, people think he's a comedian because they all know him. Sometimes they'll come up to him before they come up to me. I'm like, excuse me, hello.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
My friend Brittany's like that. She's just very much like into the world of comedy, but she's done like an open mic or two,
Okay.
but like doesn't, care to do anything more with it. But she hangs out with me and we like go to different shows and stuff like that. And everybody's like, you do stand up, right? And she's like, no, actually, I'm just here to, watch you guys make a fool of yourself.
Right. No, if I laugh at you, then I'd have to do it and get laughed at. No way.
Yeah. It can be painful, right? Yeah.
We talk after the show.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's always those comics. You're like, man, he talked about that again. Yeah. How many times are you gonna joke about cum?
Oh, I have a friend. She actually put together a bingo card. It's from a woman's perspective, obviously, but whatever terms people use, the bad, like stupid jokes, the recurring jokes, like she just marks it off on her bingo card, and she's like, bingo, I went to an open mic, bingo, I went to the show, bingo.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's just the same topic. It's usually the same topic.
Yeah.
If I hear this kind of joke one more time, I'm gonna have to kill somebody.
Do you were you going to open mics when Trump got shot?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
People here were in New York. They're political, but it's more. There are certain clubs you can go to their open mics, and they're a little bit more political, like the
Okay.
ones in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
They're also more precious. So
Yeah.
I limit the number of times I go to those. But for the most part, people were not doing those kind. They were more about Palestine and Israel.
Oh,
Those were the
okay.
jokes
Yeah.
that you would hear
That's the
about.
thing now.
Yeah.
But like when he got shot, it was like I could have just not watched the news, and I've heard all about it. It was just like every comic in the lineup. And at the time, I was working on farm material, so I'm just like, all right, I'm going to talk about my cows, I guess.
Can I just say, people I think do appreciate that. Like when I do Bark, and I usually can draw in older people, shocker, and they'll say, "Oh, who's on the lineup?" And they're like, "I don't want to hear about dating. I don't want to hear about dating." So if you come in and you're going to tell stories about cows, I think people would be super excited because it's not what everybody else is talking about.
Yeah.
Right? After a while, you just get, okay, that person covered that topic. That's great. How many new unique takes are we going to have on literally the exact same topic? Right. So if you can switch it up and be completely off the wall or take a different point of view in life, I think people really appreciate that as audience members.
Different point of view on cows, just
any point of view on cows would be nice.
just a perspective on those those heifers. Good times. Sorry, that was really dumb. What's funny is that so the show we're gonna do tonight is at the Krog. You can get away with a lot there. It's I'm excited for you to do this room. It's I'm very proud of it. It's been one of the pleasures for me to do this, is to have this room. And we usually get a pretty good crowd, but I can kind of get away with almost anything there. I don't abuse that, but dumb jokes about cows, that works there for me, and everybody just kind of accepts it, so it's fun. I'm excited because I don't know if you're going to do the stuff you did in Brooklyn, but
I will, and then some, because obviously I have 15 minutes instead of 5, so
yeah,
it's going to be a little bit more. That's going to be
perfect.
discussed. I'm keeping away from I have some stuff that's dark, but I'm going to keep away from that because
you can touch on it if you want. It's totally up to you. Yeah,
the topic is dark, so I'm not going there because I don't want the audience to be like, "What in God's name did I sign up for? Get me out of here!" So
yeah, I did I like to try different things all the time because I'm still newer at comedy, so I want to try new things. I did probably 7 minutes of just darker stuff, and they were receptive to it, but again, they know me already, so probably get away with that too.
Yeah, I'm not going to come in and go deep and dark and have them be like, I don't ever want to see this man ever again.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Fuck this guy. No, it should be good. I'm excited, and Michael is also on the lineup.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth is. Have you met Elizabeth before?
Was she in the Brooklyn?
She wasn't.
Okay,
She wasn't,
so no.
But she just moved to Brooklyn. So
Okay.
yeah.
Does she need help with that? Where does she move from?
She moved from. So I think she was originally from. Actually, I don't know where she hails from, to be honest with you. But she started comedy up in Schenectady.
Oh, okay.
And then she's quickly become a very fast rising star.
Nice.
She's featured at many clubs up here, and I don't know how she's doing down there, but every headliner she's ever met is just like, oh, you're special, so she's always, and she's gonna hate that I'm saying that if she listens to this. I doubt you do, but whatever.
Special in what way special?
Yeah.
Special, all right.
You'll see, she's really phenomenal.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it'd be funny to see her here and then meet her at an open mic and be like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, for
be fun.
sure. Yeah, you guys are you're gonna be in the same neck of the woods pretty soon. This is cool. So in your 2 years, is there anything that's been just been driving you nuts about comedy or anything like that?
Just one thing? Oh, it's interesting.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If you got a list,
I do. It's so strange because when I started and I was taking classes, the instructors would often say, "Don't go to an open mic and try your material. Don't do it because it will suck the life out of you." It's not. Open mics, at least in New York, are not really an indicator of how good the material might be.
Horrible indicators.
Horrifying.
Horrible.
And I think the thing that I struggled with most at the beginning was, I come from a corporate background and people behave appropriately, right?
Etiquette, yeah.
There's nothing at an open mic. And there were open mics where people were just saying the most, well, some people are just not funny. And you go, who's going to tell this person that they should stop right now? Not just for the 5 minutes, but forever. You could never get back on stage. But people would just make comments like they were misogynistic, they were homophobic. It's just, what are we doing? It's not funny. Maybe you and your bros think it's hysterical when you're drunk at the bar, but what's your goal here? And part of me, look, my goal, big picture, is to just be happy, to constantly push myself, be proud of the material that I do, proud of the fact that I've pushed myself as far as I have, and keep going and just keep a healthy perspective on what's going on. Blinders on, just focus on me. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Don't worry if somebody seems like they're having more success, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just what I have to do for me, which can be difficult, right? Because we're human and we're like, that guy sucks. Why the hell did he get a job? Who's booking that guy? But I would come into an open mic and I would just I did take like a 2-month break. I said, I cannot subject myself to the hatred, really the hatred that was hidden behind a yuck joke. Like, no, you're not funny. And then these other people who are I'll say just as bad as them would laugh at them. It's like, well, because you all suck in the same way. And I'm pretty open about, different approaches and topics, and I'm open to listen. But if it's really you just punching down, I'm uninterested. That is so cheap.
There is a nuance to, I mean, you can cover almost any topic, right? I mean, anybody in any shoes can cover almost any topic, I believe. But that you just got to be a better writer about it, I think. There is a different energy. I've talked about this because I usually have like upstate comics on, obviously, because we're, upstate. So there is like a different energy from, hi, Jen. Hammoud, our producer, walked by. There is a different energy between upstate and the city, I find. Now, there's like a couple in Brooklyn that I really, really love. Eastville has like a pretty good, pretty warm culture. Like, and no knock on the Grizzly Pear. I'll probably never get booked there anyways. But like, it sucks to like, because it's like very much like a rat race going from one mic to the next. And that's like the benefit of being in the city is that you can do 6 mics in a day. You get there, you're waiting to go on, and as you're going on, everybody that's getting off is just walking straight out the door. So by the time you go on, there's like maybe 4 people, 5 people, or nobody, and then you have to go to the next mic and do the same fucking thing. It's just painful. Versus, I mean, up here, like our rooms are pretty warm. It's just like, there's, we'll have like 25, 30 people show up. It's a 2-hour event. People stay throughout the whole thing. And then we talk afterwards, give feedback, and it's like that's pretty consistent for a lot of our mics up here, which I like. Like when we did the thing in Brooklyn, I was taking notes, and it felt weird to not be a comedian in that setup. Because I'm just like, I'm not going to do time because I had enough anxiety trying to set up the event. Okay. But like while I was there, I actually marked down who left early.
Did you?
Yeah. Because I mean, like,
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I run an open mic as well.
Yeah.
I run an open mic every Sunday.
Yeah.
And so I'll know.
Is that the C-suite spot?
That's the C-suite.
Oh, very
down
cool.
at House Watch Avenue B in East 4th.
Cool. I'll have to check that out.
It's 4:00. It's $5, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Show up, go up.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Every
Sick.
Sunday, including tomorrow.
Nice. We get a long weekend. I wanted to mark it down. The Fear City.
They're
marks people down when they leave.
Good, and they should. I've only been to one of them, but I like that guy. He's got a history. He's got a past, but I love it. It's like, no, sit down, watch, partake in what's going on, because you want that when you get up on stage, and there's no guarantee that you're going to be first up every single time.
It fucking sucks to do an open mic for like 4 people,
Yes, it does, but then I almost feel like and I did this yesterday when I was at a mic, and some people had to leave because they were going to another mic because they were in a competition, so normally would stay, and I was not doing that well, and I was like, well, I'm better than Fiona, who bombed, but she'd already left. And they were like, whoa, and I was like, don't worry, I'll say it to her face, and I actually did DM her later. Just so you know, Fiona, I made fun of you when you weren't there. But it does bring up a really good topic for me. I don't necessarily. Sometimes I'll do 2 mics in a day. For me, I don't know how much I benefit from doing more than 1 mic a day.
100%. I agree with you.
I think that for me, part of it is just learning to get up on stage in front of other people, right? I'm older, right? I'm in straight years, I'm 58 years old.
In straight years, you're 58
years?
years
Because
old?
in gay years, I'm extinct. So it's hard to get up in front of people who are like 25 and have like 5 years of experience. You're like, I feel like a dum-dum. I know that's me, and that's just me, right? There are other people that seem to be shameless. Either that or it's like a lot of alcohol that's getting them through. I don't know, or drugs, or who knows. And so I'm trying to process sometimes, and this sounds very crunchy, but I'm going to say it, like how I feel about the room itself, how I feel about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. You know, I film myself. I usually tape myself so I can listen, but I don't watch myself, which is a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing for audience reaction, hear what works, what doesn't work. And sometimes I'll just throw, like something dies and I come up with something to save it and it works. And you're like, okay, I got to remember, if I tell this joke and it gets nothing, that's the tag I put to it to get a joke. And there's no judgment on the people, but I wonder to what extent people are literally just cranking it out. Again, it's not my concern because it's all about me. But what are you getting out of? Yeah, I went to 20 mics today. Like, congratulations. Like, and what life are you writing about? Because if your entire life is going from open mic to open mic, what are you talking about? And again, this is where I'm just going to babble and you can stop me.
No. We're agreeing on a lot of this. Yeah.
And I think one of the things that's hard for me is that I go, oh, well, I'm clearly much older. And so I'm not going to be top of mind for a lot of people to hire. I'll joke and say, I'm gay and I'm gray. Like, I'm your DEI hire. Like, go for it.
Nice.
Because a lot of people will hire the people that they know or the people that are just like them. Same thing that happens in corporate America happens in comedy. It's like, well, you're like my bro. I hang out with you. We're the same age. We're going through the same things. It's, you know, or I'm trying to sleep with you. No one's trying to sleep with me. So no one's going to hire me, which is good because I don't want to sleep with these people. So, you know, it's just it's a strange experience for me, but I also have more to talk about too. At what point do I want to open up and start talking about my life, which is long and varied and, you know, has a completely different spin. Again, one of my dark sets, I won't talk about it now, but maybe one day you'll see it.
Yeah.
It was actually in a response to somebody saying something really stupid at an open mic. And you can't say anything at an open mic either. You can't be like, shut the fuck up. I'm going to kick your ass. You can't do that. Or like, you're dumb. You can't say it. You think it. You might say it to somebody right next to you.
I'd be able to say it if you're up next. Or
this is the problem. I often do not go up next after the dumb thing is said. So I'm like, if I had a chance. And when you first start, you don't realize that you can have a comeback, but you got to have a good comeback, right? It can't just be like, no, fuck you. Like, no, like here's a joke about, you know, so guys would love to use the word gay as an insult. And I came up with a joke about, you know, I love to use the word faggot. I recognize it's the N-word of the gay community, but I want to bring it back. And then I go into this whole thing about, you know, there's still guys who like to use that word to insult gay guys. Just know that when they do that, they're trying to tell you they're a faggot. Like, just FYI, I'm calling you out on your bullshit. Or there's other, you know, punchlines that people use that I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, AIDS is a very popular tagline. Like, you have one? You have a joke where AIDS is the punchline?
Me? No.
Good. Because I have a joke where I'm like, yeah, you just think it's hysterical. It's like,
I kind of want to do a joke where it's like healthcare AIDS, you know, but you know, but that would be, the whole thing would be a misdirect. That, I mean,
right.
Yeah, but that's just an idea I had seconds ago. So,
I got it.
So there's nothing there.
But there is something to be said about like going to those open mics. But but it's tough, I think, for me, feeling like I'm starting new and I feel like a ding dong and I should know more and I should know better because I come from a corporate place where I know how to get things done. I can do it with my eyes closed and it's not an issue. And all of a sudden having to go and network with people, talk to people. I have to talk to people. For an accountant, we don't talk to people. We just do numbers.
Yeah.
But, you know, and also going back to this whole idea of an open mic, it's like, all right, what am I going to bring to this? What am I bringing? I want to have my life and be open and honest, but that's tricky. I wasn't raised by a family that allowed that in general from any of their children. So putting myself out there feels frightening. So, but you know, and I run an open mic as well. That's also helped as well.
Yeah.
Now I'm just used to hosting and I'm used to being like coming up with quick retorts to some insane 5-minute babbling session. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
It's like, so I've run a few open mics before too. And it is one of those things where like, you do want to have a quick little comment to add on. But like, back to the a ton of open mics in one day. It is one of those things where like we only get like maybe one a day up here, right?
Okay.
and I can only do 2 out of the 5 consistently. Sometimes I'll squeeze in a third in a week or whatever. But like I appreciate the other days because I'm like, these are the days I get to do my homework. I get to write. I get to practice a little bit. You know, like we don't know a ton about each other, but like I'll spend a lot of time watching myself on tape and being like, I didn't like how I moved when I said this word. Like it can be better if I weave a little bit when I say this or whatever. You know, like I care about that kind of stuff and like. But yeah, so I mean, it gives me time to review tape and then it gives me time to write better jokes. And like when I listen to myself again, I will like slow it down. And I'll like, as I'm getting to the joke, I'm like, especially with older tape, I'm like, what do I think I'm going to say here? And then sometimes I'm like, do I want to say something different or does my brain already get to somewhere else? And do I already say that here? And the podcast actually helped me a lot with that too. Cause I'll like listen to our conversations back when they come out. And, I'm like, if you're making a point, I'm gonna be like, man, I really wish I had this quib to come back. And then it just helps me, improv a little bit on stage. But, yeah,
that's why I like like to listen to what I'm doing versus watch. You like to watch, and some people are like, oh, I have this nervous tick and I do this thing. First of all, it's just hard for me in general to just look at what I look at like, and I'm trying to focus on what I'm actually saying or how I'm saying it. Because I don't know what your process is, but I take it more from I want to write out the whole joke perfectly, memorize it, spit it back out until eventually it's in my body, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
But the problem is it sounds very wordy. Like it's how I write and how I actually talk with my friends is different. I'm trying to get that to be closer to how I really am. Right. So if I'm talking with a friend, I'll just say something real quick off the top of my head. And like, that's hysterical. And you're like, oh, I should probably write a joke about that. But if I sit down and try to think about a topic and how I'm going to write it, I use words that are very corporate in a certain extent. I'm not a novelist. It's a joke. It's not a novel.
Yeah.
Let's get to it real fast.
Yep.
I don't like this. This is why I don't like it. And here's a punchline. And right. I see that sometimes, and different people have different approaches. I'm trying to get away from the script. I'm trying really hard to get away from the script, which is frightening for me because it means, oh, wait, you're actually listening to what I say? Whereas if I go, well, this is the script. It's over here. It's this thing that I'm trying to replicate. Even though I wrote it, somehow it creates enough of an emotional distance for me that I don't take it personally if it doesn't work.
That's an interesting thing. So you kind of do that to just make it like, if the crowd reaction doesn't go the way you want it to go, you're like, that was the script. That wasn't me.
Correct. And I will sometimes think, well, and also I think now it helps because once I get into a bit, I will slow down. I also slow down.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't, but if I can slow down, sometimes what I've written, it's gonna sound crazy, is actually funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
And what's interesting is, like, I'll say something. I have an act out. You'll see it tonight, where I used to just zip right through it. Right? But if I take each beat, say that beat, give it a second, say the next beat, not only does it mean more for the audience, I get laughs now because I used to just go zip, 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 and the audience didn't, I guess I should laugh now because he keeps saying stupid, silly things. But if I just slow down, right, and let it live in my body. But yes, in some ways, creating that script is great because it gives me some emotional distance. I'm now trying, I think I've gotten past being insulted or being triggered in an open mic, right? Now you're just like, I've been doing this for 2 years. This is insane and it's okay and it's fine. And also recognizing like, no, this is my 5 minutes. This is my 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If I want to give time back, I'll give time back. Like I can do whatever I want with that. I want to go through an old joke because sometimes I'm always like, I got to come up with something new. These guys know me. I'm like, no one's. Most of them are on their phones anyway. They don't care. They're gonna leave in 2 seconds.
That's true.
But yeah, I kind of script it out, and I need to start to get away from that a bit. And sometimes what I like to do now at an open mic, it's not crowd work necessarily, but it's going back to somebody else. Somebody else's. One woman yesterday was joking about how she was going to rape all the men in the room.
Huh.
It was obviously a joke. She wasn't angry.
Is this Hunter, by the way?
No, it's one Olivia. It's one
Okay.
Olivia.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hunter's on notice now.
I have a
Hunter's on
friend in the
notice.
city that'll suggest that sometimes.
And Olivia knows that I'm gay, and I'm like, oh, I've never been threatened with rape from a woman before. Good luck, Olivia. Good luck. Right, but just trying to play off of other things that have been said, to kind of just loosen myself up, right? Because you're sitting there and you're thinking these comebacks, and you're like, okay, here's my opportunity.
It helps with a presence in the room too.
Yeah.
Because you're there, you're feeling the room. When I have like a script that I wrote out for like a joke, practicing it a ton helps me like just memorize it, and then when I'm actually performing, I feel a lot in the room, so that changes how I say things.
Oh, okay.
Because especially if it's like a negative room, I have a really hard time in like dead rooms because like I'm feeling that very harshly. But like what has helped me a lot with that is when I'm writing the set or when it's done being written, I remember, and then right at the top of the page or on the screen, the emotion that's supposed to be tied with that. Like, was I doing this out of anger, or was I doing this because I was excited or angry or happy or whatever? And that's like the energy I try to carry with me through the set when I'm up there. Because even when the room is not there for me,
Right.
I'm like, I'm supposed to be happy about this. So I'm dead inside, but happy out here.
I'm supposed to be enjoying this.
Yeah.
So you guys can enjoy. It is interesting because I find myself coming from a place of anger. I start with a place of anger, which no one finds that funny.
No, I love it. That's awesome.
Oh, do you? Well, I don't scream, but it's also interesting because going back to the script, if I get some sort of heckle or some sort of reaction I don't expect, at first I was really bad at playing off of that. Like I didn't know what to do when people actually listened and responded in a way that wasn't a joke necessarily, right? So over time, it's just gotten better. Like if a joke doesn't land, I usually have some tag that's like, "Oh, you didn't like that? Well, it's because of this, or is it because I did this? What did I do? What happened, guys?" Like owning up to the fact, because when you bomb, the first thing you should do is just say, "I'm clearly bombing," because then they're back on your side. Then the audience is back on your side because they can't feel bad for somebody who knows they're doing poorly.
Yeah, if
that
you
flop
are
sweat on your forehead, they see it. They see it.
I know. If you're just like ignoring it and trying to barrel through, it just makes you look really inexperienced, I think,
I think the audience is embarrassed for you.
Yeah.
They're just
yeah.
give me another glass of wine. Can I get another glass of wine?
Yeah,
exactly. Should we buy him a drink when it's all over?
Yeah. I do play a lot on how they should feel bad for me, though. You'll see that tonight, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah. I've been working on, so I admire the anger because I very much have spent a lot of my comedy career being like, calling the crowd friends and, like excited. And I really am excited. I feel very grateful that I get to do it. But I'm a gym guy. So like when I'm doing the gym stuff, like I access a lot of anger and I feel misrepresented on stage sometimes because I'm like, actually I do hold anger. Like I want to show it sometimes, and I've been letting it kind of seep out by like insulting the crowd a little bit.
Okay.
So like I'm not gonna do it tonight because everybody knows me at the bar. So, but like I'll just walk up to any other show and be like, oh, it's so great to perform all the time. It's great to perform in front of a beautiful crowd. You guys are nice too. Just be like, yeah, I'm sure you guys have great personalities, and then just get into my set. But I'll just say something kind of mean, and I'm just like, oh, this is cool. I like it.
See, I like to soften it a little bit because I'm always worried that I'm going to go get to that dark place and never come back out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to use sarcasm, right? If I'm going to make fun of a particular situation.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really? Is that how you feel? Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Right? That kind of, I do on one bit where I am clearly bitter. I am so obviously bitter, but I don't say it. I say it in that kind of like, oh, really? Oh my God, that's a quarter life crisis. Oh my God. And then at the end I go, do I sound bitter? It's because I am bitter. And then of course it gets a laugh because I keep going with what is clearly an insult to the the people I'm talking to, which is never the audience per se. Every so often I will point out, like I like to, because I'm older, I like to make fun of younger people, right? And what they're doing. Not in a mean way, but like, can you stop using the words iconic and legend? Can you stop doing that? And then but sometimes like, oh, I'll look at the person who seems to be of the right age to do that. It's usually some woman in her 20s, and you're like, you stop using that word.
Yeah.
But making it fun. It's not like, you idiot. It's just,
Yeah. You're playing with them.
come on. You know you do it. I also think that if I'm gonna go down this insult path, the best thing for me to do is to insult myself first. Like if I can make fun of me
100%.
first,
That's
then then the claws are out. Then I can just be a
Very
mean
necessary.
little old man.
yeah. Because if you don't do that, then everybody thinks you take yourself too seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you are just actually mean.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I hate myself. You can't hate me more than I hate myself. So good luck with that.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Self-deprecation does a lot for people when they're starting a set, and then you just move on to other shit. Yeah.
And then they're on your side because they're like, oh, I do the same thing. I make fun of myself in the same way that you do. So
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, when they feel like they're getting punched down upon, even though your intentions aren't that, and like your jokes are better than that, like they might feel that way, as opposed to like if you start by making fun of yourself, then you let them know like there's that expression like we're laughing with you, not at you. Well, if you get them to laugh at you first, and then you make fun of them, like now we're laughing with now, because it's if they're just laughing at you, then we're laughing. Yeah. So that's my thought on that.
I do struggle though sometimes, and sometimes it's the audience of you get these people who are just everything triggers them. Mm-hmm. You're like, come on. If I can't make fun of this, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Mm-hmm. So you always have to preface it like, I love this kind of person. But they still get a little weird. Like I will use the word faggot in my set, and people will be like, and I'm like, the faggot just called himself a faggot. Like, what is your problem?
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, I can say it, and you can laugh along with me. This is where you get away with it.
I thought you were telling me I can. You're like, you can. I was like,
no, you can do it. Go ahead.
I
come
won't
on.
say it.
No, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it's that idea that some people are now. I think they're trained, even if they would have laughed in a normal situation, they're in this room, and all it takes is one person who's constantly gasping or just like, oh my god.
Yeah. What I've said this on this podcast before, but what I find is like there are people that do pretty good race-oriented jokes, right? And they're not making fun of anybody, and but it makes it a lot more awkward when because we have this in Kingston a little bit, but there's like one black comedian. He'll go and he'll be in the crowd at an open mic. Somebody will do a race-oriented joke, and then all of the white people will turn and look at the black guy to make sure it's okay for them to laugh.
Right.
And when he's laughing, they're like, oh, yeah. And it's like, that makes him feel more alienated, because I've talked to him about it. Like, I'm like, how does that make you feel? It's like, it fucking sucks, dude. Like, I feel like I have to laugh, just so my buddy doesn't feel like he did a shitty job,
Yeah, and that's open mic. That's true of a regular audience as well. If you get a mixed audience, people are so worried that like they're gonna laugh at something that somebody else is gonna judge them for. Let it go, man.
Yeah.
If you find it funny, great. If you don't find it funny, you can sit there with a sting face on, but
No audience member has ever been canceled, by the way. It's always the person
exactly.
on
I was
the
just about to
stage.
say that. Like
Yeah.
they don't know they're not gonna track you down on the internet.
Yeah, you just make fun of them. They're like, how important do you think you are? Like, nobody gives a fuck about if
Go
you
get a
laugh.
Go get a job. You clearly have free time.
Yeah.
Go get a job.
That's funny. We have to wrap it up
Okay.
here, buddy. This has been very fun. I'm very happy we did this.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
Yeah, first podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
No longer a virgin. Yay. I
Yeah.
haven't said that in a long time.
Very long time. All right. Likable was filmed and recorded with Radio Free Rhinecliff. Thank you to Jen Hammoud and Matthew Rosenberg, our producers. And thank you to the Epicurean, which hosts us for each and every episode. Come in, stop and shop, and maybe you'll catch us on the air. That happened earlier today. Likable is a comedy-based podcast. We are experts in absolutely nothing and should not be taken seriously. Consider this your daily dose of questionable wisdom and guaranteed hilarity. We hope. Proceed with caution and a healthy dose of skepticism. Tim Loftus, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate it. Or can I call you Dave?
Oh, call me Dave. Yeah. Let's live on the wild side. SJ, you can call me Dave as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
SJ, for
awesome.
sitting here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you. All right, music. Sweet.
Thank you.
That was a quick hour.
Yeah, you got jokes, yeah, you're insightful.